We are back at it again here with another video with TRKA stock, and TRKA stock has had an explosive move here in the second half of the day, and we need to talk about what's going on here within the charts, doing a full transition from the dip area into the rip area on 42 vision. And it wasn't the only stock experiencing volatility. The overall market and the SPY did as well, and our SPY bot at 9:10 a.m. sent out a bear indicator, and from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 vision into the bell and after the bell, and put options went up 200% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with TRKA stock having a big move here, breaking through the resistance of the day of about 26 to 27 cents, hitting a high up here of 28.50 to be exact. And we need to talk about what's going on with the inflow versus outflow and the bull and bear indicators. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run of the day was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run of the day was from our Netflix bot. Our Netflix bot sent out a bear indicator at 9:45 a.m. And from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 vision, and put options went up 150% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. So here we are with TRKA stock. TRKA stock has done a full transition in the last several days from bright green bars to the dip area, as I call it, of white with red borders, and now back up to the rip area of bright green bars on 42 vision. Now, if this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with TRKA stock under a bear indicator since way back here on Monday at around the 27 cent area. And within the volatility, it's been pushing itself up higher, trying to reach back up towards the 30 cent area and 29 cent area. And it did a full transition from the rip area, as I stated earlier in the video, to the dip area yesterday at hitting lows here of 24 cents and outflows crossing the midpoint. Now, in today's volatility here, in the second half of the day, it has been pushing upwards and inflows are back above the midpoint under a bull indicator here since 26 cents, canceling out the previous bear indicator and hitting a high up here so far of 28 cent area, and so far fighting here within the 27 cent mark. Now, we need to talk about what's going on here and what key levels to watch going into tomorrow. But the first thing is that 25 cent support that I've talked about in the previous videos was very strong, and below that came 23 cents, and we have now broken back above the key rejection area from yesterday when it tried coming back up of 26 to 27 cent area. So we're going to look here at the key levels here going into tomorrow and what the charts are showing. But so far, we have a bull indicator on the 30-minute. Inflows are back above the midpoint. But when we zoom out and we look at this from the 4-hour, we could see here that it's been under a bull indicator since the 23.5 cent area. And inflows have been above the midpoint since Wednesday of last week at around the level here of 22 cents. And it's been fighting to stay above all this time. And the highest that it's reached so far is the 30-cent mark. And slightly above that to 30.34 to be exact. And here we are with inflows still above the midpoint within yesterday's volatility and pullback. And now we're here trying to curl back up so far. And it's going to be crucial and critical to break through these highs up here of the double rejection in yesterday's pre-market of 29 cents if this strength is going to have any real move. And so far in the bigger picture, it seems like things are trying a staircase effect here, right? I talked about this in yesterday's video that there was volatility on the lower time frames, but I would not ignore the fact that this staircase effect seems to still be in play with the bull indicator not getting canceled and inflows being green and above the midpoint. That was something to not ignore and miss here in the bigger picture. These inflows were going to be crucial. Now, when we go ahead and zoom into the 1-hour, we could see that it's under a bull indicator as well. And the inflows are above the midpoint, guys. Not just on the 30-minute, but here on the 1-hour. And we could see the strength so far of bright green bars appearing as well. And the last few times, it has been followed by 3 back-to-back. It's not guaranteed to do the same exact thing right now, but it is something to not ignore how it's reacted previously within the charts. And it's going to be crucial and critical for these inflows to pull upwards and continue pulling away from the midpoint to the upside, guys. This is very important as right now it found support above 25 cents and it's trying to pull itself back up to the recent highs of 30-cent area. Now, here we are with the 1-hour showing strength. We also have the 4-hour here showing strength above the midpoint, and it's going to be crucial for the 30-minute to continue holding this strength in the volatility. So the first level I would watch here is the support levels, right? 25 cents as I stated earlier in the video, and for these inflows to stay above the midpoint, and if they start pulling downwards and 25 cents gets broken through, the next support I would watch is the 23-cent area, and then below that comes the 20-cent area. Now, to the upside, if these inflows can continue strong here on the 30-minute and pull upwards, but not just that, on the 15-minute as well, continue strong and hold this bull indicator, the next resistance above 28 cents is going to be the 30-cent area. And then above that comes the 32-cent area based off the history of the chart, and then the 35-cent area, right? So we want these inflows to continue strong and these bull indicators within multiple time frames. And once it gets up there to that 35 cent area, we'll have to reassess and see what's going on within the charts. But so far, pretty strong move here. Full transition from the dip area of white with red borders to bright green bars, as I call it, the rip area on 42 vision. Inflows are back above the midpoint. We got multiple bull indicators, and it's going to be crucial for these inflows to stay above and these bull indicators to not get canceled by bear indicators. So these are the key levels I'm watching to the upside and to the downside. Going into tomorrow, I'm going to watch those bull and bear indicators very carefully and the inflow versus outflow, especially with the fact that the larger time frames are above the midpoint and the shorter time frames like the 15-minute and also here the 5-minute. There's a slight little pullback here of outflows beginning, but it still has not crossed the midpoint. It is still looking pretty strong, and if the staircase effect can continue as well in the shorter time frames, it could start to reflect into the larger ones as well. I would not ignore that. And I'm going to share with you guys a quick recap of everything that I broke down in yesterday's video and what we were looking for the inflow versus outflow. And you guys could see for yourselves here how things reacted and how things have crossed back up. And we got that bull indicator, how we found support at 25 cents. And the resistance was 28-cent area. And we've rejected off of it so far. But we need to pay attention to these new levels going into tomorrow. Actually start to show strength because the outflows have crossed as well, guys. The 1 hour is really close there. The 15-minute is below. The 30-minute is below. And we have a bear indicator as well, since way back here at around 27 cents. And things try to bounce back up. Now, for there to be any significant reflection of strength or possible strength into the charts to cancel out this bear indicator, it's going to be critical and crucial for inflows to pick back up here and try to cross the midpoint, so that strength can start to reflect pretty quickly into the chart, guys. That is something to not ignore, and it is going to be very important here for the 15-minute as well, as it's below the midpoint but trying to pick up. So far it's green, but on the 30-minute it is currently red, and on the 1 hour it's going to be super important for this to stay above the midpoint and start to push up higher to start reflecting that strength into the charts. Now, what are the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow? Well, the first thing is support, right? So the first support level here is 25 cents, and then below that comes the 23-cent area, which is where the bull indicator popped up. And it's going to be crucial to watch how these outflows react. Do they continue lower? And do the 1 hour outflows actually cross the midpoint to the downside? Okay, something to not ignore, because if it does cross, it can have a huge impact on all the other time frames, and a bear indicator could possibly pop up and reflect that weakness into the chart pretty quickly, right? And cancel out this bull indicator. Now, to the upside, it's going to be crucial for those inflows to pick up, as I stated in the video. And the first resistance is 28 cents. Then above that comes the 30-cent area. And based off the history of the chart, then comes 32-cent area. And then above that would then be the 35-cent mark. Now, these inflows need to pick up. They need to cross the midpoint to start possibly reflecting that strength into the charts. And in the process, cancel out this bear indicator and get a bull indicator as it starts retesting those higher resistance levels. And same thing here on the 15-minute, start pushing up, cancel out this bear indicator, and start testing those resistance levels and continuing the transition from the dip area into the rip area of bright green bars, right? We want to see that as well to go ahead and align with multiple confirmations of strength within the charts. These are the key levels I'm watching to the upside and to the downside, and I'm going to watch the bull and bear indicators very carefully and the inflow versus outflow. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.